Hey everybody, Jeff here with just a small little thing. We had a few audio issues this session, so I know there's going to be a little bit of scratchiness on Scott's and my voice, so I do apologize. I hope you still like the episode, but if it's absolutely awful, I totally understand if you want to skip it. Okay, enjoy the show. Bye! Hey everybody, and welcome back to Big Campaign Stories. It's me, your humble narrator, Jeff, and today we have a special one-off episode with
Scott from Dice of Thunder. Hey everybody, it's your GM, Scott from the Dice of Thunder podcast, once again reprising my role as Ceasero Man, the lovable mesmerist.
But before we get started, let's get those lightsaber checks.
Oh, I was trying to pick out which die I wanted to roll for this, but I think I'm just going to do it on roll 20, like a G. / roll 1d20. 15, no luck.
Shame.
Yeah, much shame.
But we start this scene in mid-spring. The evening has a bit of a chill to it, and when the winds blow, it can feel uncomfortable, but otherwise, your leather jacket makes it a very comfortable evening. Or it would be if you weren't running. Your heart is beating in your chest, and you hear the voice of a Corleone with tattoos calling out for you. The distant sound of the light rail can be heard, as you can hear the footsteps getting closer. Ceasero, stop hiding and come out and talk. You can see the reflection in a late-night corner store. On off-late, you can see the Corleone with a sniper rifle on his back, and a drone moving with it.
I just trying to catch my breath. Don't say anything, but I'm starting to feel a little cornered already just by your description, so... all right. Even though I have a 40-foot speed, I can't keep this up any longer. If I come out with my hands up, you promise not to shoot.
I promise.
All right, I'm here I am, coming out of cover with my hands out, and there you see them, and he's doing a little bit of jazz fingers around the front of the, looks like he's hiding behind a taxi cab, right? So you can see this, and he slides over and stands up, arms straight up, and he says, all right, now, what is all this nasty business? We don't need to be doing a lot of chasing down the street on such a wonderful evening. Nervous laughter.
But I apologize. We started at the wrong spot. Let's come back to the beginning. Ceasero, it's a warm evening, about 7 p.m. You've recently got a message over your HCOM from the Coyote detective that you'd reached out to. They found the anchored. They're staying at a warehouse, maybe 20 minutes from where you're at, in the small hostel that you are at in the South Sordai district.
Okay, so Ceasero staying in the city, not normally a city guy, kind of a country knowledgeable guy. Yeah, so I guess I'll just head toward that. He's kind of, ignorant to a lot of the dangers of the city, so he would just head straight toward that address without knowing or even really doing any recon.
Yeah, it's early enough. Though the sun is setting, the city blocks out a lot of it, so it's been shade for a while.
Okay.
You'll pass by members of the Gelatinous Cube gang as they are gathering trash and kind of look up at you and nod, but continue along.
They nod. What is it? What does that look like? Just like the corner just sort of tips over? And if it's a gelatinous cube, am I taking gelatinous cube too literally?
They flip over from a 2 to a 4. But the hostel owner, when you leave and head out, will stay well, friend. The small Lycal with 4-tiered hat as they're brushing away at the front steps.
And you as well, good man. I shall be back soon, I imagine.
We're all watching the game later if you want to come back.
Oh, the game. Absolutely. I would be fascinated to observe this ritual, and we shall root for the team. Yes. Which team now? are we rooting for? Remind me. It's been a long day. Yes, I totally root for them in the sports ball competition game.
Yeah, Palarix, the owner of the hostel, well, it's the Spellbound starting championships.
Yeah, of course. I must have been getting it confused with that other league of game ball.
No. He'll kind of laugh and crazy Ceasero, that weird guy. Like you're the Balky.
Balky.
Do you remember Perfect Strangers?
Perfect Strangers. Balky Bartakamos.
Yeah. As you walk away from Palarix, you'll pass by the oplate. You'll see the halfling inside as he's moving between the aisles, restocking things in his wheelchair, and you'll continue following after the information you got from the Coyote Detective. Pass under billboards, brilliant lights for casinos yet opened, new restaurants coming up. You'll pass by your local Verdant Foods, a kind of fresh grocery mart in the South Sordai area, as you continue along. Wise will reach out and... So you think we found him?
Oh, I hope so. This lead seems just as good as any, he says, sort of clutching that stone that is on the necklace wrapped around his neck. He always... It's a weird feeling. You know, you're startled at the same time, but also reassured because it's a familiar person. So, you know, imagine having your best friend or whatever trapped in an amulet around your neck. It can be a little bit disturbing, but it's still that same old familiar voice that you know and love. So he reflexively clutches it whenever she strikes up a conversation. Last thing he'll say is, your doubt is welcome, honestly, although I don't believe we have any cause to doubt the veracity of this information. Not this time. But stay skeptical, as always. I need that voice in the back of my head. You know how I can get myself into trouble.
Yeah, Ceasero, do you even have a weapon?
No, we're just doing a little information gathering. I mean, I've got this carbine somewhere, and I realize that I don't have it. Oh, I guess we'll have to be diplomatic. No worries, I'm sure. Everyone in this town is trying to work an angle or achieve some ends to a means or means to an end. You know, it's my kind of town, I think. I've rather started to like being here, he says ignorantly.
Wise will, all right, just keep your eyes peeled.
Of course, always, in trips.
Yeah, one of the food cart owners that you know down the way as they sell kind of a spiced corn on the cob will, Ceasero, get up, buddy.
Oh, yes, no, silly me, I just lost my footing there. Apologies.
Yeah, the Illican will help you up, and yeah, one for the road.
A spicy corn? Gosh, I would love to, but my constitution is still embarrassingly a little low. So, how about when I get back? Because I won't have to leave, you know. The spicy corn tends to, require me to stay in my room, if you catch my drift. Delighting, of course, in savoring the flavor. No other reason.
Yeah, Lamb Laron will lift their hands up and, all right. Keep well, friend.
Yes, you as well. Have a great night, Lamb.
But moving through the South Sordai district, the neon lights slowly turn on as darkness starts to come into the city. You hear the sounds of people starting to go to evening restaurants, music coming out from dance clubs. Overall, it's a pleasant walk as you get closer and closer to kind of a storage district. Not necessarily corporate ones like Min-Max would have, but more abandoned buildings that have been left to kind of be used by people that just throw away stuff or park their crashed Hedron vehicles. Things that are no longer really useful, but everyone's kind of decided that, we'll clean it up later.
Okay.
You still follow the fact that, most of the Seekers, especially in the Sordai district, no longer kind of patrol the streets after the corruption scandal that happened. There are still problems that happen here, but there's less of a presence.
Right. Okay. A little bit of an anarchy is the rule of the land, which is an ironic statement, but yes.
Especially in a place known historically for being the law district.
Okay, nice.
But as you find yourself approaching the warehouses that your coyote detective had told you about, Wise would step in, and you might not conceal yourself or something, at least, right? Unless, are you just going to talk with them? How do you even know if these perpetuals are good ones?
Well, I don't. I suppose the only way to find out is to not present myself as a threat of any kind. I'm not the target of any assassinations, and as far as I know, most people don't really want to go around drawing too much attention, and the murder of a perpetual is, well, bound to draw trouble, and I'm just sort of banking on that. Yes, that's best of luck to me, I suppose.
Yeah, Wise will... there's not that many perpetuals left.
Exactly. Although, yeah, I kind of see your point. Maybe I should take a little more care of myself. I get it, but I think we'll be okay. I will stick to using my greatest weapon. Wheeze, you know this. My mind. It is sharp as a tack. And my studies have proven useful. Why, I defeated a robot assassin not too long ago on a subway. You were there.
You're not quite sure how a rock charm chuckles against your neck, but it does.
Yeah.
As she'll... Absolutely right. You did defeat a robot assassin.
I mean, I had help, of course, but yeah, it was fine.
As you reach the warehouse area, where they're supposed to be, you see the lights on in one of the abandoned buildings. You can see it's about a 3-story building, but looks like it's originally might have been built to construct maybe airships. Like it's a very large kind of hangar shape. So there's ladders on the sides, there's windows on the top, and there's a large door on both sides.
Okay. This is the address that was on the email from the Coyote Detective?
Correct.
Or the DM?
Mm-hmm.
I don't normally give out my contact information like that, but... Well, I'll just go right up to the left door and knock.
The metallic thud reverberates into the hangar as you'll see a Corleone with tattoos going from basically wrist all the way to elbow and under their shirt. They'll have a drone floating next to them as they'll open the door, look at you, and, are you from Gravity Euros?
Not exactly. I'm something of a visitor to this city, and was given this address to look for a friend. Yes, I heard that a friend of mine may be staying here. That's right.
Uh-huh.
And so, are they here?
The Corleone will look at you for a moment and go ahead and give me a knowledge arcana.
Sure. 14.
You see the tattoos on this Corleone are arcane in nature. Though you can't determine which spells are activated by him, you are able, because of your extensive training, to recognize the drone floating next to him is an Alfier.
I think that you may be the friend I'm here to see. My name is Ceasero, and I'm from the Black Library.
Yeah, he'll stop and lean back. Ceasero. Oh.
Yes, Ceasero, man. I'm the vice assistant to the director. Yeah, the curator of the library.
Tago, right?
That's correct.
Oh, well, we just ordered some food. Why don't you come on in?
Oh, yes, of course. And he sort of gently taps his chest without revealing his own Alfier and says, "Not to worry at all, see?" And then walks in, supremely confident.
Yeah, the Corleone kind of looks at you a little bit and closes the hangar door behind you. And, yeah, why don't you come in and take a seat? I was just talking with Lorbelix about you.
Lorbelix?
And the drone will kind of bounce up and down a little bit. And greetings, Ceasero.
Oh, yes. Lorbelix, of course. And I think I would probably recognize that name.
You recognize that name. Okay. Lorbelix is an Alfier, a Lycal programmer that was sealed away for crimes they committed.
Yeah, you are looking very well. Indeed, Lorbelix. Very good.
Yeah.
What's happening, gentlemen? Or anything new and exciting lately?
Yeah, the Corleone will put out his hand and Varian Shatter. How do you do?
Nice to meet you, Ceasero man. Although I think we covered that variant. I, it, Tell me, I know that my arrival here is a bit strange, or maybe auspicious, but I am, well, I'm on something of a quest, and I believe that you may be able to help me.
Yeah, Varian will a quest, you say? Well, hell, why don't you come take a seat? We're waiting for some food to show up, and
Yes, fantastic.
Roblex mentioned we should order an extra, so I guess that works out.
How fortuitous.
Yeah, you can see the sniper rifle on Varian's back.
That's a powerful weapon.
Yeah, when you look at it, for this one though, go and give me your knowledge Black Library.
Another 14. I have a plus 11 to that, so that's two threes in a row there.
You do recognize that the sniper rifle is also an Alfier, but you can't remember exactly who it is.
Okay.
But yeah, Varian will come on back. We're all sitting down waiting for food to show up. And we'll start to lead you towards a kind of center area where you can see a few people sitting around.
And now, a few people, like what give me a head count here, and like 3, 5. What kind? Which few are we talking about out here?
Yeah, we're talking about 3. You can see an android,
Okay.
and 2 humans: an older male, a middle-aged female, and a well-decorated android. The human male and female look somewhat similar. You'd probably guess either father, daughter, or grandfather, daughter kind of thing.
Now, do any of these 4 look like the assailants of the Black Library from just was a few weeks back? I'm assuming, right? In the timeline, that seems to fit. So, maybe not even all of Cesaro's wounds from that event have scabbed over yet. Like that was a pretty massive thing that happened with the Black Library getting attacked. Does he recognize anybody?
Go and give me your sense motive.
That is a natural 20, baby, for a total of 29. Yeah.
So as you look across them, you'll recognize these aren't the people that attacked it. There was professional mercenaries that did that. But you do recognize all of these people were kind of lower tier perpetuals. They weren't advanced like Tago or even yourself. These were all kind of initiates or acolytes.
Okay.
So it seems a little odd, especially when you can see on the android holding a spear, which is a known Alfier of Akarash, and both the human female and human male seem to have their own Alfiers as well. Like they shouldn't have these with what tier they were in the group.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Ceasero just got his, right? So
yeah,
maybe seeing this and recognizing these people, there's a sense of like, oh, well, it's good to be among familiar company, and so quickly how we all advance, and isn't that nice?
Then at 20, this really seals it in for you. These are the anchored.
Great. I was worried that I was walking into that.
More so than nat 20, you kind of get the impression that you and Varian might be the only people here in control of themselves.
Oh, I see. Oh, they're completely lost to it.
But the older man and woman will stand up and he'll introduce himself as Lysander Barian, and the woman, Elena Barian. Pleasure to meet you, Ceasero.
Oh, no, the pleasure is all mine, truly. It's Lysander and Elena. Yes, I remember you from the library. Your studies were in... Remind me, was it underwater basket weaving, or perhaps the migratory patterns of extinct mammal hybrids? Is that correct?
So there's a fun moment as you start making this up. You can see Varian's looking at you with a very confused look of what the hell basket weaving. But you can see the android and Lysander. Oh, yes, we specialize in those.
Yes, that's what I thought. Ha ha ha! That was a clever ruse. There was no underwater basket weaving elective at the Black Library, and I believe that all of you are in grave danger of becoming like permanent a-holes. So I must ask you all at once to surrender your Alfiers to me, so that I may return them to the Black Library where they belong. And I promise to do this without harming anyone, or creating like a big scene, or coming back here with an army of my own personal seeker friends who owe me like 7 or 8 favors each, all of them. And I'm going to try to do a bluff check there to establish some level of control over the situation.
Alrighty.
It's very important. That's why I've come here unarmed, because I am so important.
You'll see Elena and Lysander will look at each other, and you've come here unarmed.
That's right. I've come to discuss and negotiate, and I'm looking for a group of people that call themselves the Anchored, and they hunt perpetuals just like us, and that's why I believe you are in danger. I rolled a whopping 5 on my bluff, but that's a total of 22, because Ceasero knows how to bluff.
Yeah, Lysander and Elena will look at each other, and S4 will look at Varian, and Yorm is going to need a new host. You think this one will do? And Varian will, guys, I don't think we need this guy, right?
I am a trained perpetual and capable of navigating the idiosyncrasies of possession of a weapon as powerful and wonderful. Yes, wonderful. As an Alfier.
Lorbalex, the drone, will kind of bounce over a bit close to the table. In the background, you hear the knock at the door of somebody delivering food. Before Varian will be like, "Oh, I'll be right back." But Lorbalex will, "Do you mind if I ask you a question, Ceasero?"
Oh, by all means.
Earlier, we were prognosticating, trying to find out some information, and I was able to receive a missive, though cryptic. Maybe you could decipher it?
Oh, I will do my best. As a learned and studied man of much importance, yes.
As you look around at the table and speak to Lorbalex the drone, you can see Lysander has a briefcase set on the table. You can see a tattoo of a longsword on his arm. Elena has a great axe across her lap that's giving off a bit of light, and S4 is the one holding the spear. But Lorbalex will... So the message I got was a gem-bound soul, a perpetual confusion, a prophet's discovery. Twists have brought your target to the maw, but your path is close enough to see. Inquire upon the wise library and its wielder. Does that mean anything to you, Ceasero? The drone gets a little closer.
Can I check the spelling on some of those clues? Just for context, and, want to make sure I really get it. And is wise spelled W-H-Y-S, or is it spelled W-I-S-E?
Casting divination is often hard because you don't have spellings, but I find it odd that a confused perpetual has wandered themselves in, right when we're desperate and needing one more assistant.
That is very strange, considering he just went to the door to get the food. That poor, confused young man with all the tattoos. Yeah, I agree. He's bound to come back any moment, and you can use him in whatever way you see fit after I leave here with these wonderful beings and return them to safekeeping. Yes.
The smell of lamb meat and tzatziki, onions. Varian comes back with a bag in each hand. As you can see, Lysander and Elena starting to push their chairs back a bit.
It was inquire among the confused. What now?
Lorbalex will, as they kind of bounce, drifting in the air. You can tell, this isn't a drone that's powered by the constant. This is an Alfier, so it's magically augmented.
Right. Yeah. It has its own independent power and abilities and everything else. I wish that my friend Fours were here.
And Lorbalex will Fours.
Oh, it's just an expression. Yes. Fours, like, when you go golfing and you have 4 people play and you yell 4. It's just something that we used to say growing up when we knew we needed to watch out for unexpected balls.
Lysander starts to stand up before Elena will stand up first, and Ceasero. This does not have to be an issue or problem.
No.
Where is Estebold?
Who's it? What? Well, he's been dead for several years. Magnus Estebold. Gosh, what a silly question. You've studied at the library. I remember seeing your face. Where's Estebold? Funny guy. Is that not the Estebold you meant?
Lysander's briefcase opens for a moment. And in this moment, you swear he is sitting down before he's standing directly in front of you. The table now about 20 feet to your left, as it is bouncing off the ground, slamming into the metal grating. Go ahead and give me a spellcraft.
Okay. This one I'm a lot more worried about. Oh, another 14.
I don't know whether to applaud your consistency or... magic must have happened, but you're not sure what kind.
Man, is it disorienting? Like, this feels like some sort of weird time slippage thing. Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what Wise telepathically tells you is...
Right.
He's got an Alfier that he shouldn't have. Get out of here. Get out of here right now, Ceasero. And Lysander will look down at you. Where are the Estebolds?
Yes, I can definitely answer that question, but I must first implore you to consider something. That not all is as it seems, and what I would like to do is, well, convince you that I'm a friend here. Specifically, Lysander, I am your friend, and I cast Charm Person on him, which is a DC 16 will save to negate.
You do it, and this might be the scary part for Ceasero. The Charm Person goes off. You can see the magic as it inhabits him. You can even confirm as you see it, like he is charmed.
Yeah, I'm his best friend in the entire known universe.
But holding onto that briefcase, he does not react like he is.
Now, all you need to do now is just hand over that case, and all will be fine. In fact, just place it here, and I will open up that belt pouch that I've got that has the Alfier, like, transportation. It's kind of like a magic pocket dimension that he's used to transport Alfiers in the past. That's how he got Roseric back to the Black Library. Just as a friend, just all you have to do is put that case here, and I can tell you exactly what you need to know about all of the Estebolds. My dear, good friend, Lysander Berrien from what's your favorite sports ball team? We have watched many times, and is doing his weird, creepy, mesmerist action.
No, Varian is standing next to you holding 2 bags of euros. Elena is at the still sitting in the chair while the table is finally stopped rolling. The android is watching.
This is exactly what you all asked for. Watch, I will show you.
Now here will be your challenge. I need this diplomacy to beat the ego of the Alfier.
Okay, I'm gonna roll diplomacy then.
The ego is DC 24.
Okay. Dear listener, Ceasero has a plus 16 on his diplomacy because he's dripping with charisma. So,
just smothered in riz.
Yeah, oh, come on. He practically created that term in this universe. All I needed was an 8, and I rolled a 16 for a total of 32. Suck it, Jesse.
Excellent. You watch as the human form of Lysander leans forward and hands you this briefcase.
All right. Without really touching it, he maneuvers it into the like little pocket dimension that he uses for transporting Rogue Alfier, and does it like free Lysander?
So as you put it into your fanny pack, your belt pouch.
Yeah, it's like a Batman pouch for bad weapons. It's an illegal arms Batman pouch.
Lysander, for a moment, his eyes blink. The older gentleman, you can see it, they start to get really moist before the tears start to come out. It looks like for the first time, like a weight's lifted off of him.
Yes, it's emotional. I understand.
As he, oh God.
You're okay, friend. Yeah. It's me, Ceasero. Go ahead.
Get out of here before they take you too. And we're going to roll initiatives.
Oh, God.
As Varian kind of nods his head and sets down the euros and shame.
No, it's going to be fine. I got a 25 on my initiative roll.
With initiative rolled, Ceasero, you were first to react. You can see the crying old man face of Lysander as he stands before you, finally freed from his Alfier.
Okay.
Elena and S4 starting to react. You can see Varian with Lorblix.
Cesaro's not massively blessed with tons of hit points here. Then I will use Compel Alacrity. That'll be the trick that I put on myself, which is the one that allows me to move 15 feet. It allows me to move 15 feet as a free action if my turn begins in the reach of any enemy. So that is, once it's used up. I can't use another trick until I implant another trick. So there you go. Ceasero is going to focus his hypnotic stare as a swift action on Elena. So she has -2 to her will saves.
Alrighty.
She also has -2 to her attack rolls. And if I attack her, I get a bonus to hit her and bonus to damage from the painful stare. But for now, -2 to will saves, -2 to her attack rolls, and I have another casting of Charm Person because I have 2 castings of that per day. And I'm going to say first to Lysander, you and your daughter can be free of this. Allow me to escape here, or stop them as best you can, and you can be free. And he will cast Charm Person on Elena. And the same goes for you. So she now has it's a DC 16, but she's at a -2.
The Charm Person, as it hits Elena, you can see her body physically kind of stops, though it seems to be kind of like being pushed forward. You can see Lysander, well, we can stop this. We can be free. And you can see he's about to turn around to move back.
The last thing Ceasero will motion to another one of his super awesome Batman illegal arms transportation pouches on his belt and say, deposit axe here for freedom. Yes. Good friends. The Barians. I have them over for Christmas every year.
She'll move forward as though she's under kind of a lot of weight and pressure, right? It's treated as kind of difficult terrain as she moves that way, and Lysander tries to egg her on to no, give me the axe. Put it. We can be free. How do you
place it here? Right here. In the pouch of freedom. Yes.
But the axe begins illuminating bright.
No.
Bright enough that all of you are taking about -1 to your perceptions, and if you had light sensitivity, it'd be real bad. But it's like there's a huge spotlight. You recognize this Alfier as Bazarin?
Bazarin?
Which was a cleric of light that was locked away for a massacre they committed.
Jeez. What a disappointment.
But with that, as they move forward, trying to do that, Varian will step back and... goddamn perpetuals.
You should know better. It's rude what you're doing to these people. Just some judgment. Ceasero, as a free action, casts Light Judgment.
Lorblix, the drone, will scoot over for a moment, and so you have the library, as it will conjure a single grenade at your feet.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It will go off next turn on its turn.
Okay.
You know Lorblix, like little programmer that was put in there. Though you can see now it probably has, from what you've heard now, it has some access to divination and clearly has some conjuration abilities. And because I don't have a grenade, our grenade will be this double-decker taco from Taco Bell that is a discontinued item ever since 2019.
Use Taco Bell for all of your grenade token needs. I'm not loving it. I'm not. Taco grenade at my feet. This thing's a perpetual with no, or this thing's an Alfier with no perpetual.
Correct.
Okay.
S4 will move across the backside of the room here as they put their spear fully in hand. You recognize this Alfier as being Askarash, a lizard folk barbarian, a barbarian shaman that used a lot of control runes So it will. This one here was more about binding. So it used
okay.
summoning and planar spells to commit crimes.
That's cruel to the denizens of other planes.
But you'll start to see a magic circle form around you to try to hold you in place.
Oh boy. All right.
Lysander here will turn around to Elena and attempt to disarm her of the axe. You need to let go of that. We don't have to do this.
I don't really want him to touch it either, but I think he's still under my compulsion.
With the 23, he does disarm her.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, so she's okay. They're gonna have a moment.
Yes. In this awkward moment, Elena, you will see that same kind of facial expression, that look as she, Grandpa, oh my God, no, as he will now try to get his will save to avoid the ego of Ceasero.
Messed up. You can do it. Come on, Lysander.
And with your words, Lysander is able to hold that axe as it is glowing bright. You can see there's a bit there for a moment where Lysander's face is just blanked out, right? Oversaturated with light as he turns and starts to put the axe into your belt pouch.
The very first thing that happens is Ceasero will trigger his alacrity trick and have a 15-foot movement. So I am now directly next to Elena and away from the grenade and the circle of bad juju and sort of behind the Barians. And that is a free action. The next thing that I will do is I will say to... Gosh, I had an idea. And I think that what I want to do is I want to use this spell that I just linked, Oppressive Boredom, which the target loses all interest in their current task and must make a will save against the spell's effect in order to perform their next action. If the target fails, it takes no action that round. The boredom then lasts until the duration expires or the target breaks the spell's effect with a successful will save, which would be 6 rounds. Duration is 1 round per level, or until broken. So every round you would get a DC 17 will save against this Mr. S04, who I will say, really for an android of such fabulous style and intelligence as you seem to possess, to think that this mundane object, this spear, would be able to force you to do such banal tasks as summoning circles. Really, honestly, I thought we were being serious. This seems beneath you. You must be completely bored. Dun dun dun. DC 17 will save. Oh, and as a free action, I'm going to focus my stare on him. Aha! Before you roll. Aha! So he has a -2 to his will save. Do it. Yeah. Or is that a swift action? I think it's a swifty. But yeah.
I do require a spell resistance check against S4, as the spear will illuminate with runes to block the spell.
Dirty dog.
Versus DC 21.
How does a 29 grab you? Because I rolled an 18 on the die.
Excellent. Your spell goes through as it pierces past the enchantment on the rune of Askarash, as the android will roll versus that DC 17 will save.
Told you I didn't need a weapon, Wheeze.
And fails instantly with a natural 1.
You can't keep Ceasero down, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Anything else on your turn? You did a little scooty booty, cast a boredom spell.
You know what? Ceasero is going to move right next to... I'm feeling a little bold. I'm going to move right next to Lorblex.
All right. You will see Elena as no longer the control of the Zarin, the android Alfier, looks at her grandfather and, oh God, it's been months. Grandpa, we need to go. We need to stop this. We need to help. As he looks at her and, oh, you're finally free. But she wasn't, as she was charmed.
Yeah, she was charmed. Did you roll a will save for that? Yeah, you did.
Yeah. No, she failed that. She is charmed. She failed by 2 because of your stare. She will move up to grant you an aid against Lorblex, as she will attempt to cover for you, as she is your best friend, like her grandfather is.
Yeah, buddy. He is going to still say something like, flee variants. You've had enough danger for one family. That didn't make any sense. It's kind of like you can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood.
And Varian will pull out a pistol, and fucking magic losers, and he will shoot you twice with a heavy pistol.
Go, punk. I can take it. I have a leather jacket.
First shot at 24,
That's a hit.
second shot at 30.
Goodness gracious, I'm glad we're not playing 2E. That is a hit.
First shot is 8 physical, second shot is 9 physical.
I don't like that. I'm down from 60 to 43.
The grenade will go out doing 19 points of damage to every creature within 5 feet of it. Lysander will hit the ground.
Peepaw Lysander hit the ground? Like he went prone?
As he is bleeding out.
Oh my gosh.
You know this. Lysander is an acolyte. He's not a full perpetual.
Oh, we need some levels.
But Lorblix will kind of float back, and Varian will just put him down. We'll find new ones.
Wow.
And Lorblix is going to fire a searing bolt of electricity at both you and Elena.
I see dance floor. Are you hitting me with my own jam over here? Gosh, this guy.
It's time for Spicy Dance Floor.
Nice, it's spicy.
Versus Elena with a 15 and versus Ceasero with a 19.
That's a roll to hit. That is a miss on Ceasero.
Alrighty. With the aid from Elena especially, you got an extra +2 to AC. 15, her armor will block that.
Okay.
As S4 stands there bored as hell.
Yeah, dude.
But will try to break out of it and will immediately snap out, and there he is. Take him down. But his turn is over.
Take me down.
As Lysander will run, Elena, run. It is your turn, Ceasero.
Gosh, this is bad. Bad. I'm being a bad player. I'm metagaming. I'm maximizing. All right. Ceasero's going to be bold. He's going to take a 5-foot step. What I see here in front of me is Lorblix, an unbound Alfier. He has no master. Ceasero's going to say, Wheeze, I hope you are ready for some company. And he's going to reach out and grab Lorblix and try to dominate him.
Oh, shit. All right, give me that sweet roll.
Which, I don't even know what to roll, man. I'm trying to take over this Alfier and make them as a perpetual. This is like a...
Oh, okay.
I'm not like casting a spell here. I'm doing like, you're going to serve me now.
All right, dope. Super in. So what this will be a touch attack.
Right, yeah, okay. So roll to hit a touch attack.
Yep, Dex or Strength plus base deck. If you hit the touch AC, you then will have to make a will save that beats the ego of Lorblix.
Man, this is it's against touch AC, so that might be good. This is a flying creature. I'm doing it. We're doing it. I'm just talking through it.
Yeah, it's a small creature. The touch DC is 16.
It's just a melee attack roll, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, this is bad because Ceasero is his bonus to hit on melee is +3. Okay, he's got an 8 strength. There's no gym at the Black Library.
You can use Dex instead of Strength for a touch attack.
Well, then I'm gonna. It's a +7 instead of a +3. So how's a natty 2? So he reaches out to touch this guy and just whiffs.
Yeah, Lorblix dodges out of the way.
Yeah. I do not have a second attack at level 6 because I'm not a fighter. So that would be my standard action.
Yeah, you still have a move equivalent and a swift.
Yeah, I don't have... I'm going to draw my Wand of Cure Light Wounds, which is in the form of like one of those like medical delivery devices. You know, they say the sign of dementia is losing your vocabulary. It's like a gun that they hold up to your neck in the movies in the 80s. It's like that. So he'll draw that. You might need to pop some charges of that here in a minute, but we'll see.
Elena will go screaming in anger and rage towards Varian.
Nice, kick him the
and
balls.
will jump him, attempt to bull rush to knock him down to the ground.
I like it.
But with a 15, Varian will step aside, dodging past it, gun still in hand, as he'll... Oh, god damn it. He'll step to the side and take 2 more shots at you, because, well, you have 2 Alfiers. He's going to need those back.
That he knows of. About to drop a
shit.
library on his ass.
Is Ceasero the loot goblin? 26 to hit
Goodness, yeah, that's a hit.
and 21 to hit.
Both hit. Oh no.
7 physical and 7 physical.
So I go from 43 down to 29 on the HPs. I'm below 50%, y'all.
All right, Lorblix will scoot back,
Yeah, you keep running, stupid robot from hell.
and we'll use this opportunity to do an electric burning hands on yourself and Elena.
Excellent use of a Protoss drone, by the way, for the
Oh, thanks.
character art on that guy. I love that.
Going to be a reflex save, DC 15, as they'll do 5d4 electric damage.
26, that's a crit.
Oh, hell yeah. So you will take half, so it'll be 17 electric, so you will take 9.
It's only 8, but still, I'm going to take 8 because that's half of 17.
All right, and Elena will take the full 17. She is still up, but she does not look good.
Ouch.
S4, no longer filled with boredom,
Yeah, it's going to get spicy.
is going to step up and attempt to stab you with a spear
Oh gosh, this could go poorly.
with a 24,
Yep, that's a hit.
and will do 8 points of physical.
Man, that puts me down, obviously, to 13 HP out of 60. Okay, getting serious. Really wanted these two to live because they're just innocent bystanders.
Yeah, Lysander continues to bleed out on the ground. Ceasero.
I don't have any Hail Marys here that I think are going to be able to incapacitate all three of these guys. I can already... the voice in the back of Scott's head is probably what Wise sounds like. She's like, get the flip out of here. What are you doing? Do you think I want to be a slave to these jerks? Like, I'm imagining that's what she's screaming in the back of my head. So, I would really love to get one more swing on Lorblex, because I think rolling a 2 is booty, and I could do a lot better. Oh man. But with 13 HP and taking 2 shots from freaking Varian, who all he needs to do is kill me and then he can restore his whole, stupid gang. I think the only decision now that I'm left with is turn myself invisible and move 40 feet away from these jackanapes. And that's exactly what I do, as I burn one of my castings of invisibility and move 40 feet away.
All right, that's a move in a standard. Do you have anything for your swift?
Nope. Nothing swift. Moving a standard turns over.
All right. Elena, though damaged, will grab the chair off the floor that her grandfather was sitting in and swing it into Varian as hard as she can.
Amazing. Critical. Natural 20. Let's go, Elena. Tell me she has weapon specialization chair.
Sadly, she does not have improved crit chair,
Yeah.
but she does hit him with full force as Varian will, son of a bitch, as he gets clocked across the side of the face. Is she still wielding a chair two-handed?
Yeah. On your next character roll, Elena, make sure you take improvised weapon proficiency, and then you can be better. But...
So Varian will provoke, as he's going to put 2 bullets into Elena.
Oh, let's go.
She will try to swing at him again.
Kill him.
With a 26, as she strikes him for another 9 points.
Boom. And he dies. Not really.
Yeah, he's not a controlled chump, but he will crit confirm as he puts a bullet through Elena.
Natty 20. Ouchie. Oh, Elena.
As she will hit the ground, looking over at her grandfather as he bleeds out as well.
I'm hoping maybe for an Elena and Ceasero connection, but that would be weird because I have a, basically ghost that lives with me.
But Varian will step up and Lorblex, scan the area. He's close.
I will not.
So with that, Lorblex will scoot out and around.
Get out the wom-wom. Why don't you come move right up next to me, Lorblex? Find out what
Send out
happened.
a detect magic.
Okay, well that's a 30-foot range, and I'm 35 feet away from Lorblex, so...
But you know the spell has been cast and the scan is happening. as it begins to move forward.
Okay.
S4 will walk over to Lorblex and start looking around as well, as they will coat themselves in the runes that are on the spear on themselves.
They're grouped up together like that?
Yep. As they spread the spell resistance around. Ceasero.
I ask Wise how she feels about possibly taking out one of her own, now that she's an advanced weapon ghost thing.
Yeah. No, Wise will, hey man, sure I may have tried to sell a few Alfiers, but I'm still dedicated to the concept. Crush these fuckers.
All right, then if they're going to group up like that, we might as well take advantage, and he'll clasp the shard of the library that had embedded itself in the cerebellum of his friend, Wheeze, ending her life and then creating her weapon state. And he will cast Drop a Library on these bitches, which I'm pretty sure is the spell. Might not. I mean, I might have the wording off a little bit, but...
Yeah, it's Elvish. You'd get it.
Yeah, exactly. If I remember correctly, this is a 10-foot by 10-foot section of the library that literally just falls from the sky wherever I would like, and I would like it to crush S4 and Lorblex directly. Crush them. And that also reveals my position. Bad idea. Shouldn't have done that.
Is you drop a chunk of the library on Lorblex and S4?
Coolest power ever. DC 18. They are flat-footed. I don't know if that matters, because I was invisible.
It's true. S4, though, because their Alfier is a barbarian, has uncanny dodge.
Ooh.
But our poor Lorblex does not, so they are surprised. But, yeah, glass shatters. The hanger above breaks apart as a chunk of the side of the library comes slamming into the ground. You'd watch as Lorblex and S4, as they disappear in the cloud of dust and glass that sprinkles out from that. You know for a fact that Lysander, too close, would automate. You can see Varian over there standing, looking in your direction as you start to appear.
Yes.
Just looks furious as he's reloading his gun.
Sure. Do I need to roll for damage?
Absolutely. Please do.
On Lorblex?
So it's going to do 66.
66, okay. 23.
All right, awesome.
Look at that. 3 4s, a 5 and a 2. Look, I rolled 4s. Oh, Sean. Oh.
4 4s.
4 4s. This episode is 4 4s. Who I wish was here so he could totally Skynet humpjack that Lorblex punk and put him in my belt of illegal firearms.
The chunk of library comes through. You'll see S4 step aside for part of it, though they're still knocked out of the way. You can see where chunks of their android arm are shattered, and you see the sparks coming from it. Lorblex seems to disappear into a cloud of rock, glass, and dust as Varian is staring at you as you begin to appear.
As a free action, I give him the finger, and then I run 40 feet off the map, which I'm assuming is around the corner and into a completely safe area where he can chase me.
So as we find Ceasero running through the streets here of South Sordai, passing the neon lights of the buildings, you'll run past the oblate. You'll see the halfling inside as they're sitting at the front desk, kind of behind their bulletproof glass. You can hear the sound of Varian chasing after you, the footsteps as they're pounding on the ground. Come on, Ceasero! Stop hiding. Come out and talk.
Right.
You see the reflection in the late night corner store glass. You can see a kind of damaged Lorblex as they are drifting, though you can see that Varian still has that sniper rifle and his pistol in the other hand.
I know you have that long rifle. You've caught me. I cannot outrun a bullet. I will come out with my hands up. I've used my charge of dropping a library on your ass for the day, so nothing to fear from Ceasero anymore. Although if this all ends for you, Varian, if you just hand over those illegal weapons so that I can return them to their proper place. You know, that's still an option on the table. I just want to put it out there in case you were on the fence about. I'm not going to call it a surrender. That's not what it is. It's a conscious unhostilizing of the situation. Yes, that's what it is. you're consciously making the decision to not be hostile.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of the light rail getting closer. It's maybe on the other side of these businesses, across the fence. If you think you can make it. You can hear Varian, "Aw, come on, Ceasero. If it was that easy, we would have asked you to join earlier. But you're a Magnus fan. So are we. But, well, I like him for different reasons."
Yes, maybe the wrong reasons, but Varian, I must tell you, there's one last thing, and I want to bluff to try to maybe buy myself a moment.
All right, what's that, man?
And this is I'm stalling intentionally for this train car to arrive and like give me a chance to escape here. So let me know if you need a roll. But
So, here's what we're going to do. He's going to roll his sense motive right now.
okay,
31. You can tell he's ready to take a shot. You give me a bluff that beats that. You sneak by him without it.
okay, wow. Cesaro's bluff is plus 17, so 31's on the table. I can hit 31, but it takes a 14 to get there.
Or, Ceasero, you could take out one of those Alfiers and join us, and when we're done, we'll set you free.
Sure, I rather like that option, but the last thing that I needed to tell you was that, well, I have one more casting of invisibility left, you punk ass. And I turn myself invisible.
Awesome. All right, give me that bluff. as
Oh
well.
gosh, here we go. Here it comes.
A 15 on the die for a total of 32. He didn't see me coming, baby. And he won't see me going because I'm invisible. Bye.
Yeah, you watch
Hi,
his.
Varian.
Yeah, you can see Lorbelex was getting close. Their see invisibility, their detect magic was almost upon you before they turned. He's bluffing. He doesn't have invisibility as they look the other way.
Gone.
As you do, go and give me that jump check as you run, jump off onto the light rail.
Oh, God. Is that acrobatics?
Yeah.
It is.
You do get a +4 because your speed's 40.
Oh, there you go. So a 17 then.
Okay. Yeah, with a 17, you're going to hit the top of that rail. It's late night in South Sordai as there's a loud metallic thump. You'll take 6 points of non-lethal as you slam into this.
I'm at 5.
What's that?
I'm at 8 hit points or something. I don't know. 7 hit points. Yeah.
As you hit, as Wise, oh my God, what the hell were you doing? He could have killed you. As you kind of look up, upside down for a moment, as somebody kind of starts to walk up to you on top of this light rail. You can see they're wearing a light gray suncloth bodysuit, reflective scales that allow it to shift rapidly, kind of looking like a kind of urban camo that seems to blend in for a moment. But it's an Illican with no tendrils on their head. Looks like they've either been shaved or cut off. They smell of spray paint with kind of some various colors on their fingers as they kind of lean down and, "You look lost, chump. Why are you running so hard?"
It's South Sordai. What can I say? And we have kind of like a after-school special chuckle about it.
Perfect. And it's over.
And I'm like hitting myself with that jet injector cure light one. Can you get addicted to this thing?
Thanks for listening. Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Our music, as always, is from Nylor. You heard 10,000 people screaming, "I'm an individual," Failures of Infinity, Against My Better Judgment, and Mendel Hypercube. All right, hope you're doing well. All right, bye!